Hello, beautiful souls. I am Sarah Ariana, and in this video, we're talking about 2025, 26, and 27. Disclosure that is coming up. We're talking about contact, and we're also talking about this next integration phase for the Lightworkers. It's exciting. The shift is here. Let's dive right on in. Happy January, everyone, and happy 2025. 2024 left some of us reeling after a very tumultuous and upheaval year. It was not quite what we were expecting for so many of us. However, as we look back on our year, we also realize that these lessons that came one after another, it really was this final push and purge for so many of us, releasing and clearing to get to where we are right here and right now. And what is happening for 2025, 26, 27? What's happening in this now moment? The Divine Light Collective, the DLC, wanted to bring forth a few messages. And the first one we're going to dive into is disclosure, and where we, for some of us, will be shining our light. First, we're going to go back to the Divine Light Collective. Wanted to mention that for many, you will be realizing that your dreams are actually you experiencing parallel realities for many of you. And the Divine Light Collective's message or tip is to begin to writing them down when you're experiencing them. For this has an energy shift when you begin to write them down in your dream journal or your parallel life reality journal. It is activating an energy signature within you, and you get into this habit and routine of every time you have an experience of asking your team, your highest self, what was this about? What was this lesson? Why did I flow into this? And throughout these experiences, it builds. And this is where we are in 2025, is for so many of us that have released, cleared, and purged. And for so many of you, for so many of us, it has been years of this, of realizations, of epiphanies, of veils that have been lifted, and the understanding of so much within our energy, who we are, and how much was hidden, how much we didn't feel comfortable using our voices or stepping in front, fully embodying who we are. And throughout this release, this final purge, clearing, release for so many of us, especially the first wavers, 2025 now is the integration process. And within these parallel life realities, for some of you, you will notice that you begin to experience going into places that you may not feel comfortable going into. Now, this is first going to begin with your parallel life realities. Some of you, it's actually happening on Earth. And you may have realized in your parallel life realities or your dreams that you're running away. It can be scary, it can be uncomfortable. And now within this integration process, this time that we have from December the 21st of 2024 to June 20th of 2025, it's from solstice to solstice. It is this gift, this opportunity now that in the integration process, we self-observe, we witness, we allow as these heightened energies. There's a lot of heightened energies that are coming in for the first half of 2025. These heightened energies that come in, and there's an alignment. For now, we've released, cleared, purged, whether you're first, second, or third waver, we release all attachment to this. And there's an alignment to our power, to our strength. The light that is going to be coming in, that is embodying each one of us, is significant, is something that we haven't experienced thus far on Earth. And for some of you, you may be like, you know what? I don't want to go there. This is some dark SHIT that's happening. I don't want to go there. However, the Divine Light Collective is coming in. And the message is that as we embody more light and shine so bright, these shadows, these dark areas on earth that have been going on for far too long, we know this. This is why we're here for so many of us. It is to shine light in these areas for then the energies to be transmuted and healed. This is what it's all about. For others, you may begin with this and then flow into opening a healing retreat, a sanctuary, whatever that looks like. You may be in training right now for you then to help the masses that will be coming in, that will be in need of a healing sanctuary, a retreat center, guidance. However, it is the shift of fear and running and not wanting to face some of these very dark truths to embodying so much light that there's no more fear. And there's such a deep compassion comes in to help this species, humanity, humani, and to help this world. And between this solstice to solstice, in this integration process, as we self-observe, as we witness, as we allow, and come into this alignment, this power, this strength of light within us, that's all coming in. And we're needing this time to integrate. It is a process of integration. Something that we have not experienced to this depth or level yet. And as we experience this integration process, to the forefront is the message comes forth from the Divine Light Collective. What do we want to see for the animals, for the land, for the water, the earth, the trees, the air, for humanity? It is individually feeling and thinking what you want to have happen, and then on a collective basis, on a collective level, we're bringing this all together. We're planting the seeds. And as each one of us flows into our alignment, into embodying more light than we ever have before, it is this light warrior. We move from being a light worker, the communication is coming forth, to a light warrior of love, of peace, of unity, of balance. Shining our light in these areas of darkness. And for many of you, you will find after Witch Wound 1, 2, and 3, and this was released at the end of 2024 and is available for all now to purchase the audio recording. And this witch wound is for anyone that has a parallel life where you were seen as a member in the community that worked with plants, worked with humans, worked with the land. And you may have been burned at the stake. You may have been killed or taken out in some form as you were labeled as a witch. And this wounding is deep within ourselves. And this healing that came forth in Witch Wound 1, 2, and 3 has brought forth this magnificent feeling of safety now, where we can be seen, heard, and help who is in need. And from this Witch Wound series, it is now understanding that you will be placed in certain situations and experiences to help shine your light, to help others that are in need. And this can be very unexpected, for you have no attachment to the outcome. The Divine Light Collective is stating is it can be when you're traveling, it can be when maybe you're going to the grocery store. That it is all of a sudden you'll notice something, there's a frequency, there's a change, or someone's needing your help, and however that looks like. And then you speak up. You listen. And as this occurs, you shift the energy, you transmute the energy around you. And even as this happens, you may find that even those around you that are sleeping wake up from their slumber and be like, oh my, what's happening? Oh my goodness, how come I didn't see this? So this is a profound change that is occurring. And this is in 2025. Let's talk about the disclosure and what is occurring. We know through many media outlets, there are dark truths that are now coming forth. And this has been going on for a very long time. However, this is just the tip of the iceberg. And you will also notice that through movies, through shows, that this is already being exposed. What is actually happening on Earth. And this is where it gets really exciting, because we are moving from fear to empowerment, to so much light that we want to help and expose what has been going on to be transmuted and healed. It is exciting. And for some of you, that if you have experienced parallel realities in your dreams or something that's happened in your life, and you've had this deep fear, know that the energy is going to be shifting, where there's so much light within you, especially in the parallel realities, that all of a sudden you will stop. And the fear stops. And you shine your light. There's a shift with this. But really, to understand in those moments that if you have experience of fear, you've been running, something along those lines, and you wake up and you're like, no, I'm not going there. This is not happening. I have just transmuted and I have gone through so much in 2024 and all those years. I am not ready yet. Take the time that you need. Take a breath. But realize that the energy shifts very quickly. It's shifting very quickly. But then you're like, okay, I feel I'm ready now. I feel I'm ready to shine my light. I'm ready. And you'll get excited about it. There's no fear linked to it. There's an excitement. There's a joy. You're like, giddy up. Let's go. I'm ready. And contact. Let's talk about contact. There's a lot of information in the media outlets about drones, and the DLC wanted to bring forth some of this information that, yes, those that are controlling the planet are bringing forth a lot more drones right now. However, this is also, and so many of you already know this, it is to disguise that there is so much more contact that is actually happening right here and right now. There are actually so many ships in the sky to watch the shift that's actually going on, to watch the big show that's on Earth right now, and also to begin to prepare humanity for actual contact. So this is a contract with so many of us, with humans, with the galactics, that they're going to be showing more and more. So 2025 will be the biggest year yet humanity has seen with ships in the sky. So this is really exciting, because the more that people will see the ships in the sky, and this will be a reality, this shifts our energy, and it releases the fear that has been trying to seep in for far too long. So this is a preparation. It's a preparation for the contact that is actually coming. So again, it's exciting. It's to look at it with, yes, with joy. So 2025, 2026, 2027, it is going to be a year of major changes. And within the Lightworker community, it is a time of ebb and flow. For you will notice as these energy shifts come in, there will be bursts of light, and you will feel so in alignment, getting things done. Whether it be work, with relationships, whatever that is, whatever that looks like to you. And then you'll find in the energy, you'll need to take a pause. And you need to take a break. And you're going to work and go with this ebb and flow of the energy. There's a trust that comes in, such a deep level of trust, especially after everything we have gone through in 2024. It was like lesson after lesson after lesson kept coming up, and you're like, I don't know if I can take it anymore. And for so many of us, we're like, we can't take it anymore. It's too much. But it also shows you how truly strong you are. So 2025, integration from solstice to solstice, from December 2024 to June 2025 is integration for so many of us. And the Divine Light Collective is wanting to talk about the first, second, and third waivers. For some of you that are the first waivers, you will notice, yes, how do I know I'm a first waiver? There has been so much letting go, so much letting go. And you can feel this, and you can feel a readiness to flow into 2025. There's a readiness, a joy, and excitement. And for others, it is, I'm not ready yet. I need more time to release and clear. And this is the second and third waivers. And just trusting the process on how this unfolds. However, when you come to the point of about 90%, the Divine Light Collective, is about 90% of your releasing, clearing, and purging has occurred, then the integration process happens. And whenever you find this, whatever year it is, it's from a solstice to a solstice. And then in the integration process, as we've mentioned before, it is the allowance, it is the trust, it is the self-observance as this power arises and aligns within you. And during this time, you may also, in this integration time, you may also notice that you travel. You may feel a call to go to certain places. And this may be also for activation. So you may find that you go to sacred places around the globe. And this is to align and bring forth this power and more embodiment of light within you. It is a lot. It is also exciting. And this is where we're shifting our energies. We're looking now at this as not, oh my goodness, there's more. It's now understanding that instead of looking at it through, there's more trauma and there's more release, all of this to be released, it's more of, oh my goodness, all this happened to bring more joy, love, and light in. It's to shift our awareness. Thank you so much for being here. And I leave this video with a cleansing spot here on Vancouver Island. It has been pouring rain today, and I went for a walk, and this magical frequency from this pond spoke. And it was the rain, it was all of it. It was so beautiful. May this cleansing rain in this space bring peace to your heart and embrace you with love and joy for 2025 and beyond. Blessings of love and light to all. Namaste.